Well, I want to welcome to the podcast now Steve Smith. He is the newest sponsor for Gephardt Daily and for this podcast. He's the founder of Steve's Automotive Specialists. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Bill. Good to be here.
Now, how did you get going and all? I want to talk about the expansion of your stores. You've got several of them now where you do this stuff. How did it get going, and how did this expansion take place? You must be successful to do that.
Well, it all started years and years ago. It started in a Texaco service station on 39th South and 2300 East. We moved in there in October of 1977. We were there for many years, and we actually added on to the station. We got rid of the gasoline, and actually Texaco moved out, and we just focused on repair work. Then Olympus High School was right next door, and they decided they wanted to expand the school, so they bought us out, and we moved down the street closer to the freeway on 2809 South. And actually, that was an old Texaco service station also, but we totally remodeled it, added bays, so there's 10 bays in there, and business really took off. You know, we do a lot of work that other shops don't do. We specialize in pretty much bumper to bumper. If you bring your car into us, we take care of everything, so you don't have to go 15 different places to get your car repaired.
And you've expanded. I mean, you're not just that one store anymore.
Yeah,
one shop.
Exactly. And because of that, we got so busy that we decided, well, and here's an interesting thing. I have 5 sons. And as they started growing up, they wanted to be part of the business. And there's different areas, you know, the bookkeeping part, and some of them were mechanics and technicians. And so they all wanted to be part of it. So we needed to grow in order for that to happen. So an opportunity came up for a location in Sandy. So we opened that up. It went really well. And then we had an opportunity. One of my sons lives in Brigham City. And so an opportunity came up in Clearfield, and he wasn't in the business at that time. And so he wanted to. And so we decided we'd take that one and let him run that store in Clearfield. So that was our 3rd store. And then we had another opportunity down in Orem, a really nice shop down there that we remodeled and opened it up last March. And then that was our 4th store.
Okay, 4th son.
Yeah,
4th son, 4th store. Yeah.
And then we have an opportunity. We're opening another one on the 5th of April in Hyde Park
in Logan.
Yes, not right next to Logan, and it'll be opening up on April 5th.
Well, you know what I really like, if I may be so bold, is if you take your car in there, you guys take pictures of the car and then send it to me to let me know the progress and on and on. I kind of like that idea. How'd you come up with that idea?
Well, I like the idea too, because most people, you know, you call them up on the phone and say, this is wrong. They have no idea what you're talking about. But we have a company that specializes in that, being able to take the photos, gives a good description of what's wrong with the car, so they can actually see it without coming down to the shop and looking at it.
No, but you know what else? That's true. That's true from a diagnostic standpoint, or what I might or might not need. But also, when you close the shop for the day, if my car is still there, you take pictures of it and let me know the progress of my car. I think that's fun.
Yes,
frankly.
Yes. And sometimes we take pictures of, you wouldn't believe what you have to do to some cars just to change a spark plug. we take pictures and show people all the parts that have to come off.
I want to get into that, and I want to get into because you've got a thing now where you're looking for the very best mechanic in town, and you're willing to pay for it. But before we get into that, I want to go back to 1977. In 1977, I had a 66 Plymouth Valiant, and it was 6 cylinders that you could open the hood up, and it was right there. And I got into a rainstorm in Toronto one day, and my car completely stalled. And I said to my girlfriend at the time, "Do you have a little nail file?" And I got out and I took that clip off and I just scraped the points a little bit, put it back on, and we were on our way. You can't do that anymore. And these
No,
things are complicated.
no, you can't. You know, back when we first started, I'd go to people's homes and get their car started all the time. And that was just a normal thing. We'd do a service call and start the car and figure it out right there. But yet, no, anymore, if the car's stalled, you have to tow it in because it takes massive amounts of equipment to diagnose it and find out what's wrong with the car. There's no more doing it on the side of the road.
No, I used to think I was pretty smart about that. I don't consider myself a mechanical idiot, but I buy a car now. I literally don't raise the hood. There's nothing under there except maybe filling the windshield squirters. There's nothing under there that I can mess with.
No, they're really not. I mean, it's totally just like I was saying. Some cars you have to remove the engine to change the spark plugs. That's how they've built these things now, and it's a totally different thing, and everything's computerized. So it takes massive amounts of technology and equipment to diagnose and repair these new cars.
All right, what about you guys? You're looking for the very best. Apparently, you're having a hard time always finding a good mechanic, but you, in your stores, your 5 stores, you're looking for the very best and you're willing to pay for it. What's that mean?
Well, basically, there's a lot of people that are good with their hands. They can change parts, but the diagnostic part of these new cars is totally different. And there's not a lot of people going into the repair business anymore because, quite honestly, they can get paid big money to go into computer diagnostics and things like that, rather than all the work. Fixing cars is not easy to begin with. Then you've got to be really smart nowadays to be able to do it, to follow the flow charts, use the computers, and do all those things. So our whole goal is to hire the best of the best, and that's what we do. We like our technicians to all be certified. They go through training. We have monthly training that they're required to take.
Oh, really? Right there at the shop, you have monthly training?
Yes, it's computerized. There's training they do online from all the major companies have online training, and we require them to do that as part of their job. And to get the best, there are really good technicians out there, but you have to pay them. You have to pay them good to do that.
And there's some other benefits. It's not just pay.
No, we have our stores. We decided a lot of stores are open on Saturday, and we decided rather than do that, because our technicians have lives too. You know, they want to go out and go fishing with their family on the weekends and those kind of things. So we did a couple of things. We have loaner cars for cars that we have to keep over the weekend so that we don't leave our customers stranded, so they can do that, and we give our employees weekends off, and I think that's really important. And then of course we have all the vacations and other benefits, health insurance, and those kind of things for our employees.
Well, that sounds like if you're the best, that's a good place to go. But you know what? If you don't get the best, are you looking for some potential? Are you willing to train?
Yes, actually, you know, I'm glad you brought that up. We've got 3 technicians right now that started out just wanting to be a technician. And so what we do is when we bring them in, we have them work with one of our master technicians, and they're kind of a helper. And then they start learning, and then they progress. We've got 3 of them now that have been with us for 3 years, and they're some of our best technicians. They've learned the programs, they've taken all the training. And they're doing great because they love fixing cars. You know, that's kind of a requirement. Some people, some of the technicians I've seen don't really like fixing cars. I'm not sure why they're in the business, but these younger guys that want to learn the business, they've been some of our best. So yes, we do that. We have an apprentice program that takes them right through, sets goals for them, and moves them right through the process.
Well, it sounds like what sets you apart is you pride yourself in being a family business, that you're dedicated to the workers' success. Don't you have a motto that when you bring it to us, it's like working with family?
Yes, yes. We, as a matter of fact, you know, in our Mill Creek store, we've got third generation customers coming in. They've been coming there. Their parents came there. Their grandparents came there, uh, and that's the kind of business we don't operate on a one time. We want to see you one time, take all your money, and see you later. That
Yeah.
nothing what we want to build. We want to build a relationship business. We want to know our customers. We want to take care of their cars and have them last and be safe for them. You know, and it is a family business. It's
Yeah.
not a
I don't have any complaints. You're a government approved company. I don't have any complaints. You're obviously not taking everybody's money,
right.
but along that line, if you're looking for the very best and you're willing to pay for it and you have all of the benefits, is there any worry? And listen, I'm personally a guy who would rather pay a little extra to get a little extra. But is there any worry that your prices are going to be higher than maybe some other shops?
No, because basically what we do, we have a program where we go through. It's a national program that every repair job has a certain amount of time it takes, and so that's what we charge. It's a flat rate for any repair, and we use the same flat rate manuals that everybody else does. So no, uh, and and here's the kicker on that also. We've repaired a lot of cars from other shops that didn't have the qualified technicians, and where people have spent a lot of money on wrong parts, and then they still ended up bringing it to us to get it fixed right.
Well, apparently, because you're expanding.
Yeah,
Now you got five sons.
5 sons.
You're gonna have a sixth because you're gonna have a sixth shop somewhere if you keep expanding.
Well, my sons want to keep going. They want to keep growing, and you know, I have a lot of grandsons too, Bill. So
Oh well, there you are.
we can put them into the mix.
So do I. All right, Steve at Steve Smith of Steve's Automotive Specialists, been around from one shop in 1977, now four, and about to be a fifth opening in Logan. Thanks for joining us, and I want to talk to you lots more about this stuff.
Well, thanks, Bill. I appreciate that.
All right.